What's up, JJ? Right, weekly check-in. Hello, motherfucker. How you doing, sunshine? So, what are we doing here? We are checking in with ourselves. Just you, baby. We are checking in with ourselves, and we are creating focus, cultivating intentional direction, and expanding our capacity to execute the mission. This is core and key to being an assassin, a creative assassin. As the modalities of war are ever evolving. So, ultimately, our goal is Azira, or what we are doing is Azira. Azira is, for now, as I understand it, some form of independent project where it has two parts. I'm actualizing my artistry, embodying the creative potential in its absolute totality that I may achieve in this lifetime. And embodying the creative mastery that lives inside of me, and learning the process of the cultural interface in the world so that I may do the most good for the most sentient beings. Right? Cool. And a part of this, for me, living inspired, living creative, really being able to give all of myself to the story is being able, a huge goal for me is, or the goal for me is to be able to do this full time, to maximize the amount of time that I spend with this story, with this project, in this creative process, and to minimize all the other bullshit in life that isn't productive to the reason I am here. And big part of this is, I don't want to do work for work's sake anymore. When it comes, I don't want to do things just for money. So a big part of what I'm doing with the Azira now is building a machine and an ecosystem, a way of creating that is both optimizing creation and interfacing with the world in an output that has a built-in sustainability, fuel source, and monetization structure that also allows me to build the audience and the story where I'm being fed and can go to the places where I feel most inspired to go for the story without being like, I can't pay for that. So, the answer to this riddle of how do we do this is the composition of a new website. The new website has quite a few different modalities, or it's really the avatarian embodiment. The new set has quite a few different modalities of monetization that we can perhaps talk about monetization structure in a little bit. I want to finish my check-in. But yeah, this site, let's just talk about what this site is. This site ultimately is a hypersigil. It's a sigil of sigils. It is a space for dream to weave with reality and compose lucidity in this waking life. Well said. It is the space for all creation to be synthesized together. The past paradigm of my life, there was a lot of, I would say before Azira, edition 1, there was a ton of pretty much everything. There's tons of creative energy pouring through me, but it didn't have anywhere to land, so it just landed in chaos. Azira was really about going into the shipwreck that was my creative psyche and pulling everything on board so I could see him. And now that we see him, he's essentially outlined the fundamental blueprint. And so we have the blueprint, the keys to the spaceship. And so now we're here at liberty to actually build the spaceship as Hera. So, what I seek to do now is cultivate my ability to execute upon vision, upon goals, and ultimately this is my ability to do the things that I say I want to do and allow reality to come into focus. Meaning, like, I want to learn that song. Okay, it's learned. You say the word, I got you, right? It's like, that is the relationship that we are here cultivating. And I would say a big element of what has kept me away from that relationship with myself and with life is being paralyzed by ambiguity. Being so immersed in, my multiplicity is expansive. So there was so much that I've wanted to do that often I would do a lot of everything and it would feel like nothing. So the antidote to that is to do something in a series of very clear somethings that wouldn't have been it's like each something that I do is a something that I couldn't have done before because I didn't have the focal capacity for it. And now I do. And it's cultivating. It's still relatively small compared to what, I really feel like I'm at the beginning of this process, so that's cool. So we're here to expand our focal capacity and bring vision into reality. So the first vision, ultimately, Azira, so funny, Azira is rooted as an audiovisual odyssey, where I would like to get to the point where I'm doing a weekly release of a mural and a musical piece. Now I'm in the process of setting up the framework, which is also going back to like the old days. We've been seeing this site for a long time, so it's awesome that it's in vision. But the fundamental, the first series that I did in Chicago with the site, we're back. We're back on the old mural and we're colorizing it. And just last night I learned how to color. So that's awesome. Focus, right? See, this is kind of my creative process. It's like I could get on here and talk for hours and not get through this checklist. So my goal for this week is to finish the mural, chapter 1. And when I say finish, I don't mean that this has to be the end-all be-all. What I do mean is that I want it completed to a point where it could stop. Right now it's not in a completed form. I want it in a completed form. I can go in and refine detail afterwards, but this week on Sunday, which is actually less than a week, I want it to be in a completed form. And just as of last night, now that's tangible. And ideally, I'm coding the website next week with, or at least, learning how that shit works and having something going. I don't know what that's going to look like or feel like, but it's going to sound like shit. Yeah, audio-visual release for next week. No, that's not true. Visual completion, tie the bow this week. Have something for me. Fuck it, post it. I'm going to post the mural on Sunday. That'll be great. In its completed form. And Well, I guess here's something kind of cool that's going on that I'm finding with all of this. Is already I'm noticing the mural's got at least one pocket that's really fucking cool. And it's really small. So already there's one space that I would really like to zoom into. Like there's already a doorway. And I actually really enjoy, I think there's a cool process that I'm coming into of like, I enjoy drawing within a pixelated space. And I think there's a cool key available to me to just like screen grab that space and blow it up and yeah, allow it to be even worse quality and then sex it, and then that's the second mural. So that's a cool way to go about this thing. Hey, I think I just did the checklist. Yeah, alright, cool. So yeah, Sunday I'll be making another video letting you know how this process went and sharing the wonderful tales of my success. Cool, I love you.